Hello Isopod fans, this is Wally Kern with Supreme Isopods. Who do you think is the king of isopods? There's a lot of great isopods out there. I have my choice right here. Let me hear what your choice is. Leave a comment down below.
The Isopod Vlog.
So how do we determine this? How do we determine the king of isopods? Well, I left a poll on my YouTube channel and you can vote there, and we'll take a look at that maybe in another video. We could have the isopods duke it out like American Gladiators. You know, remember that show with the big cotton swab battling ram things? Well, that would be another way, but there's really so many different criteria we could use to determine this. Do you remember a video that I did a while back on the top 5 beginner isopods? I had a set of criteria such as activity and availability and price and so on that I consider to be the top 5 beginner isopods. Now we can look at the king of isopods and try to put together some criteria there as well, like popularity, prestige, activity, color, size, maybe difficulty, and who might the top contenders be? Well, we can certainly start with Porcellio Hoffmannsegii, the Titan. One of my favorite isopods. It's the biggie out there. We could throw in zebras, Armadillidium maculatum. We could add Armadillidium klugi Montenegro, the clown isopods, just for the zebras and the clowns for their colors. And we could add Porcellio laevis, dairy cows, for their popularity. And I'll throw a link right here to the dairy cows and to the clowns as well, so you can take a look at one of our videos for those two. Okay, you can't think that I can hear you, but I know everybody right now is screaming 2 words. Is it this? Is it rubber duckies? Good call. That could be considered the king of isopods, but for me personally, I love the Cubaris, but they don't rank in the top 2 or 3 of my favorite isopods. And today we're going to look at one of the isopods that I consider one of my top 2 or 3 isopods. Let's go ahead and take a look at these Porcellio expansus, and I think you're going to be impressed. This is a magnificent isopod, certainly one of my favorites. We have the sphagnum moss for moisture. You can't see it, but it's damp, it's not wet. We have some different pieces of wood. This isn't cork bark, this is just wood from a collection from the wild that I did recently. We do have decaying wood in here, nice flaky, and you can tell it's good wood because it just, you can see it just flakes off in my fingers. That's a good piece of wood. On our right side we have lots and lots and lots of hardwood leaves. We have a little egg carton here that I was thinking maybe they would congregate under, but let's go ahead and start taking a look at this. I think I mentioned the eggshells. We feed these guys all kinds of food, from the Supreme Isopod chow to a lot of vegetables. We also feed these animals mushrooms and dried fish, all kinds of different foods. Let's see if we can see any of them. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have one right there. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on these guys a little bit. These are just gorgeous. Let's find the rest of these, because there's certainly more than one in here. Here's an absolutely great example of the Porcellio expansus as it runs away from us. Okay, I threw on some additional light so that when we pull up this piece of wood we can see the animals better. I'm making a small assumption that they're all congregated under this piece of wood. Let's go ahead and take a peek. And there they are. Let's get a closer view of these guys. Here's my finger to just show how big these animals are. Just gorgeous colors. Magnificent, magnificent animals. I'm going to pull back just for a second, and you can see in the upper right hand corner and coming into frame right now is a couple of babies. So these guys have started to breed for me. They're doing really, really well. I think this is a really good setup for them. I've got the dry substrate, a little bit of the moisture substrate over on the left hand side. I'm going to put this back for a second, and we can see them scattering. They really don't like the light, and I really don't like to pull them out in the light like this that often. This is really not an isopod that I handle that often. Here's a smaller one. You just see how beautiful these animals are. I'm going to dig around in the leaves just a little bit, but I just saw one scoot through. A little baby. And again, I really don't like shuffling these animals around. I'm going to go ahead and put everything back here as we had it. We'll take one more quick look at these guys. I think I probably have a dozen or so in this container. But the key is that I'm starting to get babies. I think one of the big keys to this animal is just leave them alone. Just an absolutely wonderful animal to work with, and I'm very, very fortunate. Boy, they just hate the light. I'm really surprised these three are staying out like this. Let's just go ahead and put them away. Hey Isopod fans, I just remembered I haven't done a giveaway in a long, long time. This is a very, very cool Isopod button or magnet from Jesse McCoy of Isopods of Eden. And if you leave a comment down below telling me what you think is your King of Isopods, I'll go ahead and randomly do a selection, and then we'll post it on this channel, and you can win your choice of one of these really cool buttons. If I can get them out of the box here. Again, rubber duckies, dairy cows. I have some dairy cows in here somewhere. Rubber duckies. Zebras. I don't know if you can even see this. Zebras. Dairy cows. Go ahead and leave your comment below, and again, we'll let the comments accumulate for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and pick a winner. Hey Isopod fans, I want to thank you for joining me today on this video. Did I knock the #1 Isopod in everybody else's mind off of that perch? Did I make you at least consider this Isopod, Porcellio expansus, as maybe contending for that #1 position? Let me know in the comments if I changed your mind. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification all so you don't miss another Isopod video. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you next week.